Jared Polin Fronos. Do you like how I did that, Steven? I started it like that
We had
this
it
time.
perfect. And you
I'm just
ruined it.
telling you, I did it. I nailed it. I nailed the fucking.
crushed it.
That was good. That was really
I nailed
good.
the lead in.
You did
That was
good, man.
really
You did
good.
And then I almost cursed right there.
I'm proud of you.
I'm going to do it, Steven. Don't interrupt me again. Jared Polin Fronos Photo.com. And welcome to RAWtalk episode number 3. Oh, it moved. 239. We're calling this one, Is Fuji Serious? Is Lightroom 7.2 faster? And Facebook for Business is dead. I didn't make that note.
You didn't make a question mark?
I didn't put that note in here, Steven.
Which note?
About the Facebook thing. I just realized that. I forgot that we were going to discuss that all together. So how you doing, Steven?
One job, that's all I got to say. But I'm doing good. How are you?
Good. Todd, how are you? Dan?
I'm good.
Dan, how are you on your Dan camera?
Oh, that's going to take a minute.
Nope, it's not going.
All right.
He's overwhelmed today. Apparently.
Okay, back to me. So thank you guys for tuning in. If you're watching live at home, we do tune in around 3 o'clock p.m., 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Or 3:05 sometimes.
Or 3:05. 3:05. Yeah, we go live. And if you're listening at home or watching at home, just know that we do go live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Times, generally on Fridays. But if you missed the live show, that's okay. You can watch at home. You could listen to the podcast. Go to fronosphoto.com/podcast. Or you could just look up Fronos Photo anywhere podcasts are available, and you can listen to Raw Talks. You can listen to my Daily Fro. You can listen to Flying Solos. They are all on there for you to enjoy.
I've been listening on Spotify, podcast specifically.
Ooh.
My podcast is in Spotify. It's there.
It is, yeah, I know.
It doesn't show up right away.
I listen to the Daily Fro.
Do you?
I do.
Do you listen to it in the car?
Sometimes.
What do you think?
Terrible audio, but
What do you
besides
mean
that,
terrible audio?
I'm just kidding.
Did you see what I did yesterday with it?
I saw, and I watched back on my phone to see if the sync was all right, but it's actually
It did.
It was good.
I zoomed in to 1,000%,
As
and I
close as
moved.
you can.
I didn't clap because I didn't even think I might.
Here,
as well
I've got actual audio from the Daily Fro.
What was that?
I said I have actual audio from people listening to the Daily Fro.
Yeah. Thank you. If you
Welcome
if
back,
you're,
soundboard, by the way.
Soundboard.
if you're
God damn
in
it.
the live chat right now, please give us some questions for Flying Solo for later.
Get 'em ready.
You do have the option to do super chat if you'd like to do super chats, but we
Which
take
we
questions.
do have one already.
We are hungry.
We do have one already.
What, a super chat? Just hold
we
that.
do already.
Hold that thought.
Gotcha.
So we've got that, and we will be talking about what this Is Fuji Serious thing means when we get into the photo news section.
Is that like a question or like a screaming question?
It's a question.
I mean, it's all caps though.
Well, it's well.
Like, is it like an
because
angry is Fuji serious or?
you can't know. That's why you have to tune in and watch. It's called a good headline.
Clickbait. I mean, good
Jared,
headline.
Jared could go angry at any second. So
I
let's
could-
just,
I could totally flip out at any time, which is definitely a possibility. Don't let me forget to do this. Facebook for Business is
Guarantee I forget.
dead. We'll do that at the end of this segment. Let me write it right
I was
here.
gonna say, put it in now because we will definitely
Is
forget.
Facebook.
All right. Well, while you're typing, I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
give Jordan DiCaprio a shout out. He's just sent us $5, and all he
Nice.
said was 2, 3, 9.
He should have sent us
So-
$9.
Hey, Dan, cut to me
Thank
real
you,
quick.
but that was for Steven. I
It's
think more so.
episode 239. Did my hair
You're
move?
welcome.
No.
No, it's not gonna move.
I had Steven practicing
It's
the
actually
other
a
day.
toupee, Dan said.
When we were practicing something, I was just like, Ich and Jordan, 9. I don't.
I hate
what?
you guys.
Where'd you get that? That's good.
I was
That's pretty
practicing.
good.
That's terrible. We should
I just
move
remember
on.
Guten Morgen.
Is that how you
there.
named your daughter? Okay,
Exactly.
let's move on to the first section right here. The first segment is let's talk about the iMac Pro update.
Yes.
The iMac Pro update, for anybody who didn't know, is that when we got shipped our iMac Pro, we had a slight issue, probably due to a shipping issue, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
The screen was on the fritz. It blinkied, it blinked, it fuzzed, it
Didn't work.
It wasn't good. So we went through a whole process. Somebody emailed Tim Cook, me, and
That guy.
Several times.
twice. But it worked, and I will tell you this. Somebody commented that if I wasn't a YouTuber, that would have never have happened.
Well, that is
And-
a good question.
And I call BS on that because the very first iMac I ever bought, my 27-inch iMac in 2008-ish or 9,
Pre-Fronos Photo.
before Fronos Photo existed, was faulty. Yes, it went back twice, and then I was like, I need another one, and they got me a maxed out machine instead.
And when you're paying for a machine this expensive, I'm sure it's high priority that it gets fixed right away.
So Apple really does take care of their customers.
I was
not
shocked
just
it came
because it's me.
this quick.
Well, it's supposed to come in Thursday.
Well,
then
we were
Wednesday.
told initially like a month later.
Yeah,
And then they fixed
Well,
all that.
That's why I emailed Tim Cook.
I think
did.
it was Tim actually that did it.
Yeah, Tim called and he was like, "Phone
made it
call,
high
Todd.
priority.
Ring on your soundboard."
Oh God.
Yeah, Jared is this Tim Cook. I'm very happy. I'm very
This is Jared Bolin from ONewsPhoto.com.
Welcome back to the
Have
old
you heard of
RAWtalk,
me?
everyone.
All right. Anyway, so the iMac came in. You got to play with it and set it up. You've been using it for the whole week. So what do you think?
I love it so far. A huge update when it comes to rendering, exporting, just playing back full 4K files. I layered 4 4K D850 clips together and multicam that, and normally it would not even play back on my MacBook. Play back smoothly without any proxies, nothing. This is actually a test I did. Todd, you can play that when you get a chance. We compared the MacBook Pro versus the iMac Pro and did an
look at that
export
line
test,
move.
and that's how fast it went. And it probably just crashed on you, didn't it, Todd? Maybe. No, there it goes. So this is how fast it went. It went from 8 minutes for about a 4-minute video with tons of layering and rendering and tons of graphics and effects in general. And it took about 34 minutes on the MacBook Pro. So 8 minutes versus 34 minutes.
Same thing.
It was 34
Same exact
minutes.
thing. Same exact export. I upscaled to 4K, and that's how long it took. It actually got to the point where my screensaver turned on the iMac Pro, which I have set to like a half an hour later. I could have probably exported another 4 times.
Wow.
While the MacBook Pro was still
what was
exporting
the initial export you were talking about that we tested? Something that was
Well, that was Lightroom that we'll get to later on.
not the Lightroom, the video. Can we stop running that?
Working on it.
It's bothering me.
It was we did how to do astrophotography.
Yeah.
That was the one that you just saw though.
Oh.
That was the one I exported. That one had a ton. That's the one we made day for night. That look. So there's a ton of layering and graphics and stuff that's normally heavy on the GPU and CPU. And yeah, it rendered and exported crazy fast compared to the MacBook.
So that's going to save you a lot of time?
Well, the biggest thing I think when we do like a real world review, and we're doing an iMac unboxing that we haven't put out yet, but I'm putting it together now. And when we actually export that, which is usually like an hour and a half or hour long timeline, a ton of layering, stuff like that, usually it takes like 6 hours on the MacBook, or it will just crash. It won't even export.
Yeah.
If we're doing a 4K upscale, where the iMac, I guarantee, will be like an hour export versus like 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah, and Todd, I'll get to you in a
It's
second.
going to be huge for us.
But I
Huge.
totally understand. People question: is something worth $8,000? Like, is that computer worth $8,000?
I question it too.
We bought it. I bought it because
It's an expensive purchase, for
It's what
sure.
we needed for our job.
Yeah.
We could have absolutely built a PC, just like everybody says you could build a PC, but that's not what we're built for here, and that's just not how we do it.
My biggest thing, and I was talking to Todd and Dan about this, is just where to cut, making sure my cuts were okay and that I didn't like miss a cut or I was late on a cut or something like that. Before, I would have to play it back like frame by frame because it wouldn't actually scrub or play back fully, even proxied out on a MacBook, where now I know exactly where my cut is. It's perfect.
You can play
It's
back
good
in
to
real
go.
time and get an
I can
accurate
play it back in real
sense
time.
of the timing of your edits. That's insane that you couldn't do that before.
Before, I literally would have to export the clip and check it out and see if the cut was okay, but not anymore.
Todd, you raised your
Great.
hand.
Well, we've got Mike K. Gave us $5. He actually thanked you, Jared, for help on Instagram today regarding my Gear Vault and insurance help. So there's a little plug for little thing we like
Thank
to
you.
call My Gear Vault.
Yeah, he sent me a message because he was, and it made me think that maybe our messaging was wrong inside of the app, which is changing. But he's like, I'm not a professional. I just want to insure my gear. And a lot of people don't realize this, but we have an insurance partner now that does just that. So if you just have gear and you want equipment only, do not use the term. You're not an amateur. You're just a photographer who so happens to have gear that you want to cover. You have options. You can get general liability and gear coverage, or if you just want to cover your equipment, you can get equipment only. And I've seen policies, even including liability, in the $300-ish range right now. Of course, it varies where you are in the country and what gear you have, but it can vary. I mean, mine's in the $2,000 range now because we've got like $100,000 worth of
You've
gear
got a ton of shit in there.
that's insured. But yeah, equipment only, and you can have terms like pay it off over 10 months. It becomes like a no-brainer. So I am plugging that, I guess, because that was brought up. But if you do not have my Gear Vault yet, or if you have it and you have gear that you want to get covered and you just want equipment only, you can totally go do that right now. Go ahead, Todd.
And then I just got a couple more shout-outs. We got Mark Lebrec sent us $10 CA. Is that
Canadian.
That's
Canadian
about
dollars?
$6.38.
And what about
Exactly.
what about NOK? 20 NOK.
Yeah, 20 knock. I don't
What
know.
are
But
knocks?
also,
What that's from WhatsApp. Oh,
let
that's-
us
his
know where
name's
you're-
WhatsApp.
let Todd know where you're at in the world just so he can see. I love seeing where you guys are watching this in the world. And Todd, can we get a count? Are we near that or nowhere close this
We
week?
are at about 800.
Oh, I would
Watching
like to
currently.
get this
Look
to
at that.
I'd like to get to 1,000. If we get to 1,000, Todd will take off his shirt.
No.
He'll show his little bird chest.
Absolutely
No,
not
but
happening.
Todd will give away a video editing guide. But share this out.
No.
Please share it out. I'd like to hit it. If we hit 1,000, Todd's not allowed to use the air horn again until this show, the live show,
Discipline.
hits 1,000. So if you hear it go bam, 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 at some point, that means we hit 1,000 people. So I'm asking you guys for a favor. Please go share this on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Go take that link up above, and share it, and we'll go from there. Enough of that.
Todd's
because,
definitely going to slip, I guarantee
because
it.
you guys are. Oh, what, Todd? We're
Well,
trying
and
to
then
move on.
lastly, Jay Sand sent us $10. He
Don't
likes all
interrupt
the-
me when Jay Sands sends $10.
Well-
If Jay Sands wants to interrupt, he could send 100.
Well, he says thank you for all the content, but he's
Oh.
a little concerned about the concentration camps known as zoos. So
Oh.
he's commenting on your zoo photos.
We'll get
he's
to
not,
that.
He's not a big fan of the zoos.
Yeah, we're coming up to the zoo next, and I'll talk about that. So anything else about the iMac Pro?
I love it. That's all I got to say.
All right, so let's, because he gave us, no, we're moving on to the zoo next. It's actually on the list to move to next.
Don't show him the rest of the list.
Oh, geez, sorry,
Jeez.
Steven. I went to the zoo yesterday. I bought a season pass for the Philadelphia Zoo. It was $85, and it comes with, I can bring a guest every time.
This basically pays itself off after like 3 visits.
2 or 3 yeah, it was
Yeah.
$21. You get free parking in the garage. You can come as many times as you want.
Oh, hey.
That's not funny, Steven. That
You
is-
laughed, not me.
I laughed after you said something. I wasn't even going
I don't know
there.
what you were referring to at all, but
I wasn't going there. Sure. But yeah, you can bring a guest. So anybody that wants to go shooting with me sometime and you want to be my guest to the zoo, my whole reason to go to the zoo, and we'll move Gear of the Week up to now.
Yeah.
Is because I got 3 lenses in from Tamron to test on our new set for unboxings and sniff tests. I'm going to pick them up right now. Steven, you want to say what they are?
if I remember correctly, the Tamron 24-70, the Tamron
That's not it.
100 to 400,
That's not it.
the Tamron 18 to 400. I even put it up in order. So 100 to 400, 18 to 400, and your 24-70.
Yeah, this is a 24-70 G, whatever they call it, SP. Oh, it's a G2 SP. This is a pretty expensive piece of glass that people are looking forward to getting. They sent it. I asked them to send it.
How new is the 24-70?
This is pretty new.
Pretty new?
Yeah, this is a pretty new one. The 100 to 400 is pretty new.
They're
and
all
this
actually
is
pretty
probably
new.
6 months old.
Yeah.
This 100 to 400, which you know what I used to say about super mega zooms. Yeah, I used to bash them, especially from Nikon. But there's a place for everything. I've
mean,
come
if
to the
you gotta-
realization
Yeah.
that if you want one lens like this that
roll
goes
them
from
all.
18 to 400, and this is all this was a constant thing when I worked at Allen's Camera or at Ritz. I'm going away and I want one lens. I'm like, do you care about quality? They're like, well, not really. I'm like, well, then buy this
capture
piece of
moments,
crap,
yeah.
18 to 200. Seriously, buy the not this. I didn't call this a piece of crap. I said the 18 to 200 back in the
Oh.
day was a piece of crap.
I mean, I think it'll be a great lens, minus you can't like shoot a concert with it or something
no,
low
it-
light.
it's meant
but
for outdoors. And I will
outdoors,
say, without
high
giving
noon, I think it'll be fine.
without giving too much away from the unboxing that we'll be doing, is that the VC, you notice a major difference if you've ever used a real IS lens, or when I say real, I mean a 2.8 or a higher end
When
lens,
the
that the
IS
VC is
kicks in.
so much more stable. It's dainty in here. But I left it on the entire time. Todd, can we get to the photos right meow? Let's show you guys some of the photos right here that I got. Just a quick look. And then I'll talk about zoos. This is a lion.
I don't think
and
we could shoot the lions last time, right?
they're-
Photograph.
Well, they're
excuse me.
always asleep because
Yeah.
it's hot. Well, it was 50 degrees. It was the perfect day to go. It was cloudy. There's 4 sister lions, and they all sit there. This is
Pretty.
interesting. This is with the 18 to 400. So it is actually pretty sharp. It's pretty interesting. This one is shot through a fence. Now let's
Oh.
show them what 18 looks like real quick.
The next photo.
The next
Todd.
photos.
Oh,
No, you
my
zoomed
bad.
in.
I did zoom in.
Fail.
Good job, Todd.
Oh, so that's 18
Hashtag fail.
right there.
That is
Gotcha.
18.
Wow.
That is 18 millimeters right there.
Huge range.
Go back, Todd.
Big range.
Wow,
That's
yeah.
all the way at 400. The other one.
That's
this
at
one?
400.
Wait, where are they?
I could see the fence. Oh no, is that the fence
You
or
can
is
see
that
the fence. That shade.
Oh
that,
my gosh!
Well,
Wow.
the only way I would be able to get rid of the fence in its entirety would be if I was right up on the fence.
literally right up and shooting through
It's
it?
amazing that you can mostly get rid of it. It's still there a little bit, but
I wouldn't have known.
I
if
was
you didn't say anything.
pretty. I was like, bam. I mean, the 100 to 400 was good. I've got some shots later, but I was surprised. I'm not really surprised. It's a mega zoom. Go back to that 18 millimeter again, and then zoom in on the top left. I think this is the one I was zooming in on. And you scroll up there. No, you can't. That would be
That's
your
the right.
But yeah, stay up at the
left.
right.
I'm sorry, over here.
Yeah. Anyway, look at the trees. There's major distortion that you end
Some
up getting.
chromatic
in these.
aberration and You're
Yes.
also shooting against a blown out sky though, so
Doesn't matter. You're still gonna see issues. It's a mega zoom. Oh, I shouldn't give away everything.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna give you
We'll wait.
everything that I want to say.
Little tease.
Let's keep going. Next photo. Next photo.
Oh, go.
Next photo.
just
That
take your
one?
time.
That is an eagle.
Caw-caw.
One of my favorite things to photograph, and then I'm not calling this a good image. This is 18 millimeters with the 18 to 400. One of my favorite things to shoot at the zoo is the eagle because they just sit there and they're
easy.
great to shoot.
Yeah.
Next shot
Beautiful
is
birds.
400 millimeters with the 18 to 400. Todd,
That's
give me a
sweet.
zoomie on that eyeball. And
I love the bokeh you get, man, shooting through the fence.
look at that.
Such a cool looking bokeh.
So that's my test
Sharp.
for everything. I think we should go to the zoo for every test to just shoot the freaking only with long glass. The 24 to 70.
It's hard to get away with.
It's
right?
hard, especially if you don't have your own kid there.
Yeah.
And you have to steal other people's kids. So many kids touched me.
All that just sounded terrible.
I
Everything
know.
you just said.
I'm just sitting there shooting, and my strap on was hanging.
Whoa,
my
whoa, 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 whoa.
No, my strap. The strap I had on, and
Oh.
you know how I don't put the armband on sometimes?
Yeah, how come you don't
the
do that?
chest?
Your
My
chest is
chest
just
is
so
probably too
jacked.
big now.
It's so big, I forgot.
So
Sorry.
big.
But no, kids would walk by and without thinking, they'd just grab it and take it with them and play with it. It happened 3 times.
Throw on a leash.
Wait, well, they were grabbing what?
the
strap?
thing that was dangling behind my back.
It's the brad they
It's
call
the
it,
brad that goes across my chest.
and it connects the strap, and
Oh.
it. Yeah.
But it hangs out the back because I wasn't wearing the strap the whole.
you should
I
just
wasn't-
take that off.
They thought you
It's
were
gonna
the
dangle.
Afro Circus guy from Madagascar.
But the parents are always apologizing for kids. I'm like, there's no need to they're kids. I understand. They're gonna touch things. Like it's fine.
Yeah. Be like, that's all right. I put the flu bug on my straps, so when they touch it, they'll get
So
the
speaking
flu.
of that flu bug, a woman when I left, I was doing B-roll in front of the what, Todd?
Just you going right into a story about it.
It's a story about it because a woman, it was her 2 kids and her husband, and they asked if I could take their picture in front of the zoo sign because I was already out there doing B-roll.
Yeah.
And she hands me her phone, and then I take the picture. Then after I'm done, I'm like, she has 2 kids. She's been carrying them around all day. They're little disease machines. I don't have any Purell.
Can't wait till you have kids.
I'm gonna need to wash my hand when I get to stock. So I didn't want to touch, but then I touched my phone. I'm like,
You never know. She might be like a germaphobe, wiping everything down the kids
Yeah,
take.
that's
And
true.
yeah, her phone had a
That's true.
huge crack in the screen,
Or maybe not.
So no, Steven, she didn't give a shit. Next image, Todd, and then we're gonna get through this. So this was done with the 24 to 70 2.8. I wasn't gonna photograph a kid, but the kid put.
Were you at 2.8?
Yes. The little girl had her hand against the glass, and I got a picture, but the guy wasn't looking. This shot is the only thing that what makes the shot are the eyes. Todd, zoom in on the eyes for me.
Yeah, him looking is awesome.
He's looking at her,
Super
and I
depressing
absolutely
photo.
feel bad for the gorillas
It's
because
terrible, yeah,
they are
it's-
so close
sucks.
to us. But what I will say is, anybody that says that zoos are bad is like I can understand where you're coming from. But what I can tell you, and I've asked this to the zookeepers before, is were any of these in the wild? And they say every animal we have here was bred in captivity. They said that's how we
Oh.
help study them. That's how we help prevent them from going extinct or help preserve them. I get it. I get it.
That's all they know.
And so they breed
Yeah.
the animals in the zoos. And no, I'm not. I think zoos are, caged animal, not a good thing. They're much better than they used to be.
I mean,
Just
I
like-
don't leave my basement for weeks at a time, so I don't really understand if there's much difference.
Yeah. Well, they got rid of the elephants years ago because they deemed that they had too small
Oh,
of
yeah.
a pen
Yeah,
and
yeah,
all.
yeah.
That's why there's no elephants there anymore. But I tried to shoot some photos for Todd that he requested, but giraffes were all female, so nothing I could do about that.
I was super curious, but
I FaceTimed him from there. There were not a lot of balls to be had.
As soon as you FaceTime me, I started laughing because I was like, I know exactly where he's at right now.
I just
by
got
the
to
giraffe.
such a
child.
Let's go to the last one, Todd. The last shot that we'll show.
So is this with the 100 to 400? Yeah. At 400, would you say?
This one I don't know whether it was 400 or not. I didn't check the metadata, but damn, he looks
Look a person.
he
looks like a person. Yeah.
I want to hug him.
I wonder what they're thinking. What he's thinking in that picture.
He
him or
weighs
her.
425 pounds.
I know what he was. I know what he was thinking. There's no way that's in focus.
He didn't look. He did look at me a couple times, but I do. You do feel like
You
they
think
are
he's admiring your
human
fro?
beings.
You think he thinks you're a monkey? Admiring your beautiful afro?
I know what he was thinking. He's like, man, my chest is so much bigger than his. So much bigger.
Yeah, Todd, that's exactly what he was thinking. So that's me at the zoo. I went to the zoo. You guys stayed at work.
You're quick, too.
3 hours. I was at the zoo for about 3.5 hours. I photographed birds. Because what else is in the zoo? You got colorful birds.
Birds are
and
a great
access
test
to them.
for color rendition, sharpness. They're far away, nice
Or they're
compression.
close. Or they're close in the,
Either
in the
or.
aviary.
Either or.
Yeah. So that's
And you're not shooting through fences there, right? In some of the...
in some of them. So I skipped the one where the mesh net was.
Yeah.
And I went to the one where there was no net, and I was
Right
that
there.
close to the birds.
Cool.
So I photographed the birds. The flamingos were all sleeping. The zoo isn't the best thing if I have a wide-angle lens, but anything that we have telephoto, all day long, let's go to the zoo. And I was surprised. The cats were out. The cats are rarely out. The cheetahs, they were sleeping.
Very cool.
Yeah. So moving on to the next thing.
What do we got?
I got a client ordered 20 photo books from me.
Oh, yeah.
20.
What?
Mr. George Raveling right here. This was part of my 6 degree.
That was taken with the 105?
This is taken with the 105.
Nikon?
Yeah,
It's a beautiful
in
picture.
In a lobby of a
I can see
hotel.
mixed lighting, yeah. But I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, it's in the lobby of the hotel, whatever. But that's where I did it. Took a couple seconds, got it. So this is an Adorama Pix book. Cost on this book, it's 82 pages hardback. It's the 12 by 9 is $181.
A little more than $1 a page.
Yeah, Todd. So
No, a
let's
little
figure
less.
out math right
A little
here.
less.
It's
A little less.
$181
It's a little
for
less.
the book.
I misspoke.
There's 82 pages.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, what?
That's cheaper than
if
the
it's
Apple
a little
books,
more
though.
than $1, and there's 82. That's a little more. Let's give him the benefit. That's $100 for the book. Todd, I haven't heard of bam, 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 bam. Did we lose people?
Well, I can't. Oh, we're close. 9:39.
Oh, all right, guys.
Wait, 9:30 what?
9:39.
You missed it.
I have to switch to another screen to be able to watch that.
Oh, all right. Share. Thank you guys for sharing. If we hit the number, we hit the number. It's just a vanity thing. It's nice to do. But he ordered 10
Wow.
of the 12 by 9.
9.
And he ordered the smaller size, which still keeps the aspect ratio. He ordered 10 of the 8 by 6s. Because he loves. So what I did and what I do for every 6 degree project is I make a book. I open up the front page.
Blue. What made you do blue?
Sign it.
Well,
I
the
sign
reason-
my name on it so my name pops.
Yeah, so the reason that it's blue is because I was in Kentucky for the Wildcats.
Okay.
And Kentucky Wildcats,
That's their color.
Their team color
Gotcha,
is
gotcha.
They're all about being
Oh, now it makes sense.
blue. So everything about them is like all the seats are. I mean, look at all the blue.
Man, that
that's
blue
great.
is vibrant.
That's great.
So I
That must
chose
be
that.
your contrast really bumping up that blue.
It is
looks
that
beautiful.
it is that vibrant.
Those
Yeah.
books are nice. That's cheaper than the Apple books that you get through the Apple through iPhoto.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've
It's about
spotted
$1 a page for those.
Well,
was
the great thing
interesting.
about these books is they're literally a photograph per page. I mean, it's not just a crappy
No.
book. It's
Whoa,
literally
whoa,
a
whoa. My
photograph
books
per
were
book.
So on
good.
this
Per
one,
page.
I've got it's a blue. I have nothing here, and then I
can see
realized
that.
that Adorama has added. They actually charge you $2 to take away their logo, but I can put in my own logo, and it will automatically put my logo in a reasonable size. Usually, I put it full page, but now it's reasonable. So in each one of his books, I had the logo. I asked him first because in the preview that I sent him, it didn't. And I said, "Do you mind if I put my logo there?" And he's like, "Anything that I can do to help promote." Because what
Nice.
he's going to do is he's going to write notes to people and send them these books.
Awesome.
The I cannot tell
a great
you.
keepsake, yeah.
I've been using these books since they first started making them, which is before Frono's Photo, when Ken Rockwell put up a code for 50% off, and I ordered $400. It was like $600 of books or $700 in books that cost me $350.
so
That's
much
what I-
character in his face right there. Such a good
Yeah.
shot.
What I love is that there's always some kind of code that Adorama puts up. It's like a 25% off code, 30%, whatever it may be.
I'm waiting for more
There's
codes.
always a code.
I'm waiting for custom Fro codes, but if you want to use Adorama Picks, I do have an affiliate link. It's adoramapicks.com/Fro. They are running codes all the time, so if you start with adoramapicks.com/Fro and you sign up under me, it just does something. I don't know what it does anymore, but that's my affiliate code.
Cool, man.
We're not up to photo news yet.
I know. I'm just getting ready.
And we're definitely Todd's raising his hand.
Well, I did find out what NOK is.
What is it?
It's Norwegian kroner.
Oh, I love Norwegian kroner.
And then we got another 50 Norwegian.
Is that like
we got
Adrian
another 50 Norwegian kroner, so it's probably like 23 cents.
14 cents?
But what's that? Ask how to find inspiration as a landscape photographer if you live in a gray brick
I got it.
of small town and no sunlight for 4 months of the year.
Just look at Peter Lick.
Muted pictures. I feel like
Peter
you can
Lick.
go with that muted look.
Still
makes beautiful pictures.
Yeah, but hold most of those thoughts for flying solo time.
Yes, sir.
The last thing I wanted to talk about before we get to the plug and the photo news section is Facebook for Business dead?
Yes.
And the reason I say this is because over the past month, Facebook has changed their algorithm again. Zuckerberg lost billions of dollars when he announced that they were devaluing the algorithmic worth of videos. After they spent 2.5 years,
Building
billions of dollars
Yeah.
telling us on how important video is, and they freaking... I censored
Well, I'm sure
myself.
video is still important to the general public, but
video's
not to
important
brands as much.
if it creates a conversation,
Correct.
which fits into the algorithm that they're looking for. But right now, I've seen the business side of the Frono's photo page in terms of when you post and the reach just been crushed,
Yeah.
devalued.
That
like
sucks.
they devalued it, and I'm not going to pay to boost posts to paying to boost posts made sense when you could reach 100,000 people for $35. Now $35 is like we could reach an extra 6,000 people, and it's like get the out of here. We're not going to pay for that. No, and if it's good content, it should be seen or shared. But I'm seeing things like, for example, Photo News Fix, when we would put it up, you could see 30, 40,000 views.
Would always get
on
way
it.
more than, well,
Sometimes it would get more.
Maybe match YouTube, but usually it's more.
But now, the last one that went up, it was like 3,000 views. And YouTube has 30,000
The shares are usually
views.
very high on those, too.
And there's no comments and shares happening, and there's nothing you could do. So I'll try to figure out a way around it.
Yeah.
Try to figure out how to make that engaging content. Definitely going to put up personal stuff on my personal page, and that goes over real well on my personal page on Facebook. But that's me. That's personal. I'm not going to withhold certain things. But I think if anybody else has noticed this, please leave comments down below with the whole Facebook thing. What you guys think and what you've seen with your business pages, because it's going to hurt the smaller guy more. If you're somebody who's running a photo business and you've been promoting through Facebook and you've been getting good reach and having good organic reach, they just killed it for
And
you.
even with a page with 20, 30,000 likes, you were still only getting, some people would only get 4 or 5 likes per post. And now I feel like it's even worse with the video.
Well, we've got, what, 140,000?
You've got it over 200.
Is it over 200,000?
I think.
Is it 200 something? I don't even know because
It's
I don't
close.
look at that number
Yeah,
because it
I don't
really
really either.
doesn't translate very well on Facebook
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
But so that's what I wanted to bring up today as part of the title was, is Facebook for Business dead?
I didn't realize they already switched over to that new
They
algorithm.
did it when they announced that they were going to be running. It happened right away.
Because I have a lot of pages that I follow, like Gizmodo and TechCrunch, a lot of the tech stuff,
Yeah.
them pinned to see first. So I didn't really notice a difference because I always see those posts first. But I guess now that I think about it, there is more personal videos that I see from friends and stuff like that.
that's what they're trying to
versus
push.
brands. Yeah.
So if you guys want to go to the Facebook page and just share stuff, if it's worthy of being shared, don't share it if it's not good. That's what I have to say. You ready to move on to the plugs?
Let's do it.
Photo News Fix time?
It's about that time, yeah.
Plug Todd.
Photo news time, not the fix time.
Photo News time, no fix. Oh, whoa, what is it?
Whoa, what is
look at that. If you'd like to get your I Shoot Raw shirt to show the world that you shoot raw, it's a great conversation starter. You can go to store.fronosphoto.com, right about meow, and if you use the code I Shoot Raw, all one word at checkout, you can get 19% off the regularly priced shirts that are usually $16.99. 19% off of that is
How much,
good,
Steven?
19% off of that is a good savings. So go to store.fronosphoto.com, right meow, and get your I Shoot Raw shirt. You just can't get these super tight ones.
You
Nobody
only get them at
can.
the Baby Gap.
I only get those at the gym. And guess what time it is?
News time?
It's time for photo news. We used to put music right here that we used to get from video audio blocks, but now we don't. So
I don't know how. I guess we would put it in Todd's soundboard if we still did that.
maybe
today.
we should take some
It's such a different show
songs from Epidemic Sound.
now. I do love Epidemic
Maybe we
Sound.
should take some songs from them.
Yeah. Way better.
And here's
There's photo news.
9.
First up, we have a new memory card brand now. It's called ProGrade Digital.
I have a funny side story about that,
What?
Stephen. My the first protein I ever started taking was from a company called ProGrade.
Same company.
Yeah, they made
Yeah.
protein shakes too. You know
Yeah,
that?
you can eat these things. Get diesel.
Now, per their website, the team has more than 80 years of combined experience in the design and development of memory cards.
Which is a dumb statement. I hate when they say combined industry experience of 150 years. That's great. No, combined life experience of 80 years. They're each 40. Like, give me a break. Come up with something else. Don't say something stupid like that.
They say they all held executive or senior management positions in corporate engineering, operations, and marketing. They also note that most of the founding execs held important leadership roles at SanDisk as well, helping it become the powerhouse it is today.
So they reached out to me a couple months ago.
I didn't even hear about these people.
Well, they didn't announce anything. And I'm like, guys, if you're reaching out to me, you got to tell me what information you have. And they're like, well, we can't tell you anything.
They said who they were, though.
No,
What
they
were
didn't
doing? They said
mention a
nothing?
name. They mentioned that they're going to be doing a new card company. I'm like, that's difficult to do.
This was after Lexar's demise?
It was
or
after Lexar's
before?
demise. It was only a month or so
Okay,
ago.
I wasn't sure if they were working on this prior to Lexar shutting down or
I
not.
doubt it.
Because to make a whole memory card brand out of nowhere, how long has it been with Lexar?
I don't think it's that hard. You know why?
Why?
Because they literally copied the same look of a Lexar card.
Well, it's
The
still
layout.
But I'm
different,
not
though.
talking about that. I'm talking about all they need to do is call up Micron, buy the chips again, and have somebody manufacture it, and just have somebody oversee it. And
Yeah,
if
but
they already
then-
have a combined 60 years of experience
80.
amongst
Get it right.
80 years of experience amongst 300 people, then you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Look, I reached back out to them. I said, now that you've actually announced something, I'm going to get on a phone call with one of their executive vice presidents
Yeah,
or
we should
something,
definitely get some.
and I'm going to ask them a bunch of questions.
Now, CEO Wes Brewer says ProGrade's goal is to be the professional source for top-performing professional-grade memory cards and workflow solutions.
I hate the name.
ProGrade will start out its memory card lineup by first selling SDXC UHS 2 cards with max
Todd, that's a lion.
It's so
with
weird.
max read speeds of
Sorry.
200 megabytes a second, ranging in capacities from 64 to 256, and selling from $55 to $190, which is significantly cheaper than Lexar's cards. They'll also offer CFast 2.0 cards with write speeds of 550 megabytes a second and capacities of 128 to 512 gigs, starting at about $230 all the way up to $700, which is significantly less expensive again than the current Lexar lineup.
Hey, look, Steven. It's the same color scheme.
That's the only thing I don't like.
Oh, I mean-
is if you're gonna make a new brand, make it something different.
Should've
Change
been
the color
purple.
scheme. Definitely purple.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
There you go, side by side.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
it's
who did
it's
that?
very similar. Dan did.
Oh, good job.
Yeah, we put it together.
Nice.
So they will also offer a USB 3.0 dual CFast 2.0 and SDXC card reader for $80.
What
Very
about-
similar to Lexar.
Todd, that is
again.
a lion.
It keeps like I don't know why it keeps doing that to me.
Now, what I do like
Don't
is
use
that
a lion to dump your cards, by the way.
an optional Thunderbolt 3 4-bay hub is going to be available, which I'm super stoked about. I told Dan this is the most exciting news. Yeah, right?
What? Really? I can't wait to get them on the phone because we're going to have a new sponsor. This episode is brought to you by ProGrade, the greatest maker of memory cards since Lexar and SanDisk.
There's no info really about the 4-bay hub. They had it kind of in fine print on the card
I'm
reader
going to have to reach
page,
out to our friend.
but I'm excited about that because we need to update our hubs for sure. They say that they will be offering the highest quality control with their cards as well, noting that they individually test each card down to individual memory chips for X amount of hours.
You know they do that with condoms,
before
too.
sending out, unlike other manufacturers.
Oh, they just laid down the gauntlet. What
Yeah.
other manufacturers don't do that?
Oh, snap.
Maybe I should get this guy on the live chat line, send him a link,
Do
and
it.
do the... We'll do
Uh-oh.
We'll do it live.
Wait,
Oh, sorry.
Really?
we hit 1,000?
1,000? Did we do it?
1,000.
Yeah! Congratulations!
1,005 right now.
Somebody's winning a free video guide. Thank you for sharing this.
Random.
No, that's great. That's why. Thank you.
That's awesome.
That's a
man.
big deal.
That's huge.
That's 1,000
people watching
There's
live.
1,001
from
of
around
you.
the world.
Hopefully, none of them are Russian bots.
So they also say, as an industry first, every ProGrade card will feature serialized tracking. After each card is assembled, it is then laser etched with a unique serial number
Do you
for
know what else was-
traceability
First
and
off-
warranty tracking.
To go really 9 on you, you know what else was laser etched? That's not very funny either. They were individually marked on their forearms.
Yeah,
That is really bad.
Anyway, I want to bring up this because of my Gear Vault. When we were inputting all of our cards that we had, we just had to put, we have one of those cards, 2 of those cards. Now we can put the legit serial number of each individual card into our vault.
And that's why when the woman, the press person emailed me and gave me no information whatsoever, just saying that a new card company is coming, it's like, well, I need information about this. And then they announced it out of nowhere.
Did they offer an NDA or anything like that?
They didn't offer to send product. They didn't offer to send anything because I'm like, I can't promote something until we test it. We need to use it. If they are saying, like, we'll give them a shot. If it's coming from people from Lexar and people from SanDisk who went ahead and started their own thing and they're taking all these precautions, I'll throw it in a second bay. The only problem is they don't have XQD.
So I wanted to hint at that too, is that they only have CFast and SD right now. I think they could have capitalized on the XQD market because
there's no micro SD, is there?
There's nothing except, again, SDXC and CFast. Now, CFast I get because there's a lot of higher-end cinema cameras like Blackmagic and C300, C200.
And I guess that gets them into the
1DX Mark II.
I get SD. SD's great.
SD is everything.
Micro
Totally
SD is everything, too.
I think XQD, though, there's only, Lexar making them?
No.
Or Sony.
Sony
too, yeah.
And not many people have a camera that if you have a D500, you have it. If you have a D5, you have it. If you have a D4S, right?
Well, with
you
the
have
D850. The D850
Oh, the D850 has it too?
Yeah.
We bought 5. We have 5 of those here, and I don't know that.
We have 5 of those here, yes.
Do they have 2 XQD in there, or did I yell because one's SD and one's XQD?
I think it was 1 SD, 1 XQD.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
Which time were you yelling? Which one?
What did he say? Every time.
Oh, okay.
Is that what you're trying to say? I yell a lot?
No, I didn't say that. Please don't yell at me.
Now,
Why don't you put up the lion again?
Each card will come with a 3-year warranty as well. 3-year warranty.
All
so
right.
I think
they're going.
They're
for
confident
it.
for sure. And so far, they're an online-only company with their cards available through their website, Amazon, and B&H. Again, I just don't like the same colors as Lexar. It's definitely less expensive. Way less expensive. Really, Todd? Is that a joke now?
I did that on purpose.
But I'm most excited again about the hub. I want them to do a hub in every single type of card. A Thunderbolt reader 3.0.
I didn't know they were doing a hub.
Again, it was in the fine print.
I didn't read
I had to
the
search
press.
hard for that.
I sent it to you.
By the way,
website had
hashtag
it,
Lego
website.
haircut is trending on the chat.
Hell yes.
I got a Lego haircut.
Everything's awesome about that haircut.
Everything is awesome.
Nope.
Then we got Nikon and Canon. They brought everything they got to the Winter Olympics. Once again, the camera giants brought a combined $20+ million worth of gear, stocking up shelf after
We made
shelf
that number up, by the way.
at this year's Pyeongchang Winter Olympics.
We based it
it's
off
a total
of,
guess.
Well, we based it off of Petapixel
But
said
it's
it looked
fact.
like $16 million based off of 400 and some $40,000 cards. So if Nikon had $16 million in gear themselves, Canon had another. You know what? I'm going to call it about $40 million in gear.
I'm sure it's a couple million for sure.
And Sony, and I want to make this clear, I reached out to Sony. Actually, I was on the phone with Sony, and the guy told me that Sony does have a presence there. It just isn't as big as the other two because they don't have
It
much
wasn't Neo in an empty
the
room
line
in the
of-
Matrix?
No. Don't forget to tune in for Photo News Fix every Wednesday.
Canon has 60 tech reps from over 10 countries around the world on site to provide photographers with assistance, including services such as cleaning, checking, and calibrating equipment on site. Now, Canon alone says it has nearly 1,400 different items on hand, including 205 cameras, with 100 of them being 1DX2s, and that right there is over $500,000 of 1DX2s. They also have 520 lenses on hand and 700 various spare parts.
Like, why do you need so many bodies? Like,
Never
do they
know.
expect it to break?
Dude, I'm sure there's hundreds of photographers,
Including our friend.
including our friend. Yeah.
Jeff Cable.
Jeff Cable.
Go check out
We
his
should
blog.
actually call him about the memory card
I
brand.
was going to, but I didn't want to say his name about that. I want to get the inside scoop on that. He's in Pyeongchang right now,
Pyeongchang.
so I can't exactly call him.
Yeah.
He put up a blog about what happens when you lose your armband Todd's cracking up over something.
I'm sorry.
Something in the chat that's inappropriate? Or it's about Steven?
It's about Steven. I don't want to say it.
Todd, are you typing back to them?
I am
Are you
not
making
typing,
them say this kind of stuff?
I type nothing back.
Steven, plug your ears real quick.
No.
Go la 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 la.
Stuart Owens wants to know if Steven's wearing syrup on his head.
What?
Why is that funny?
Syrup. I don't know. It's just
you mean
stupid to
syrup?
me.
You mean syrup?
It says syrup.
You mean syrup?
I say syrup, not syrup.
I think you mean syrup.
Syrup. Crowns.
Syrup.
Crowns.
Is Steven wearing a crown on his head again?
All right,
guess.
anyway. Nikon, on the other hand, are keeping their numbers confidential, simply noting that they have several hundred luxury cars worth of gear.
Look at all of that gear.
I mean, these are D850s.
D850s, D5.
Actually, are they all D850s?
These are full. That's not a.
That's
built in.
D5s.
That's a
okay, so
D5.
D5s on the right.
But look at all the.
I wouldn't be
big
surprised
ass
if there was a
glass.
D500 somewhere.
Yeah, I bet you they're D500s and those are D850s. It's insane.
Yeah, so a lot of gear at the Olympics. And then on that note, it looks like Sony's expected 400mm 2.8 lens is being tested at the Olympics, supposedly. It was allegedly spotted.
Does it look like a lion?
It doesn't look like a lion. It was allegedly
Wait, stop. Can we stop? Can we go back to that picture, Todd?
What was it?
Go back to that.
Oh, I know.
Why is his face blocked out?
I don't know. These must have been the images Nikon sent out.
Like,
And
we
they
don't
happen
want
to
to show
blur-
you who John Smith is. You know?
So it was spotted based on this image captured at the games. Next image, Todd. Just wait for it.
Oh,
It's
this.
a lion.
Just take your time, Todd.
That's a gorilla.
Why does it do that?
Because you probably can't touch a screen. Your hands are so sweaty.
You're probably touching. Yeah, it's got to be.
No,
It's never done
it
that
happens
before.
when I have it in the screen where I can see everything because I try to jump around a little bit. So anyway, go ahead.
Is that a jump around?
Jump around.
Jump up and get?
Next slide,
Keep
Todd.
down.
Todd is really bad today.
Yeah, he's terrible. So again, it was spotted based on this image captured at the games, which features a photographer with what looks to be an A9 with a giant native piece of glass attached. Again, native, adapter-free. The lens was also covered in tape, which usually screams that it's being tested. Now, the lens is slated to hit shelves this summer. Again, it's already been announced. They said it's coming for an undisclosed price, but expected to be like 10 grand, just like the Canon counterpart. It looks to be a big chunk of glass. I'd say it's about the same size as the Canon 400mm.
Yeah.
It looks very similar.
I mean, it's Sony.
And that's what that whole mirrorless size and weight debate just goes out the window when
Well-
it comes to obviously a giant piece of glass like this.
For years, Steven, I got crap talking about mirrorless cameras and giving my opinion about the whole size and weight thing, that if you want to get serious, you're going to put good glass. And then
Big pieces of glass, yeah.
glass became a thing.
Yeah.
I will say that I'm trying to get a loaner A9 kit to have in the factory at all times with a Hebrew Trinity, especially if we go and photograph on a movie set. Maybe Todd's
Silent
movie.
shutter.
You can't beat the silent shutter, and the fact that at the White House,
Distortion free, which is great.
I think you're going to start seeing a lot of mandating of using silent
You're
cameras.
finally mandating now?
Mandating.
Oh.
Yeah, mandating
Oh.
of silent
Oh.
cameras.
I mean, again, I always bring it back to when we did studio sessions at the radio station. I would have to take pictures and do my silent shutter mode on my Canon, and I'd be 20 feet back,
yeah.
and you'd still hear it in a very silent, subtle performance. Our sound engineer would be like knocking on the window, like, "Dude, cut it off."
What kind of band? Like Dashboard?
Any acoustic
No,
act.
give me some acoustic. Name something.
Dashboard would be one of them.
Crying infidelities and taking it away.
Paramore acoustic.
I'm still so much into you.
Imagine Dragons acoustic.
Oh my lord, are we done with that yet?
All right,
Who
that's
else?
enough.
Because that's
Anybody.
radioactive.
Oh, we have negative 1,000 watching right now.
I think
noticed.
people like my singing. Somebody give me a super chat for my singing.
There goes
Nope,
20
that
dislikes on
ain't
the video.
happening. Nobody's doing it.
And then we've got Fuji. They've unveiled their new flagship APS-C shooter. This is one of the big conversations.
This is why we're
going
going to talk about, are they really serious right about me?
Are you serious?
Are you serious, Fuji?
Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Are you serious? And I'll tell you why.
It's called the XH1, the H standing for hyper, just like you. Being crowned as the highest performance camera in the X series line, the new
Crayon?
camera has the same 24.3 megapixel APS-C sensor as the XT2. Again,
That's
CMOS
old
sensor.
now.
Yeah,
Are you serious, Fuji?
It's not that
Are
old.
you serious?
I'm just looking for things to say. Are you
But
serious?
it also
about?
has a native ISO range of 200 to 12,800, expandable to 51,200. The camera is pretty fast, shooting at 14 frames per second with the electronic shutter, but slowing it down to about 8 with mechanical. Still very fast.
Well, when we shot the XT2, we used mechanical.
We used mechanical.
No, we didn't use mechanical. I used electronic.
Did you use electronic
It
the
was
whole time?
blowing through 20 frames a second, remember? It wasn't
talking about
20,
the
it was
A9 or
14.
the XT2?
It was, I'm not the A9. It's a Fuji. It was about 14 frames a second.
Yeah,
and
it
that-
definitely wasn't 20.
Yes, Todd.
Don't cut to me when I have my arm up, Dan. That's for
production.
Jared. That's production. The overwhelming majority of people want you to shut up. but I will say, Broken Tony gave you $20 for it and gave you a thumbs up.
Oh, damn.
Damn, broken.
So you got
toe.
paid, bro.
Don't encourage him, Broken Tony.
Yeah, seriously.
So the major
We now
upgrade.
know why he's broke.
The major upgrade here from the XT2 is the now 5-axis in-body image stabilization, which provides 5.5 stops of shake compensation. I think
Look
it's
at
the same
that.
as the GH5. On top of that, Fujifilm also included a new spring system in the camera that helps reduce the micro vibrations caused by the camera's mechanical shutter. Now, another welcomed upgrade, it now shoots both UHD and DCI 4K video, maxing out at about 30 frames per second in UHD at 200 megabits per second, which it also does in its log format called F-Log. Now, it does have this
FL.
1.17 crop, which is a pain in the ass for 4K video. Max record time is limited to 15 minutes as well if you don't have the grip. And it can also shoot 1080p at 120 frames per second, like most pro cameras these days.
That's cool.
The XH1 is the first X-Series camera to feature a new film simulation mode, your favorite, called
If you shoot
Eterna.
JPEGs, go for it.
It's called Eterna, and it looks pretty cool. They say it's geared toward movie making. It's a mode that simulates
Well,
cinematic
that makes
film.
sense. That makes total sense for
kinda like a
baking
built-in
it
LUT.
into video.
I
That makes
love
total
baking
sense.
everything in when I'm shooting important projects.
Yeah, so that it doesn't look in focus or color corrected, especially if we know who shot it. And I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about our friend.
How dare you?
So it again simulates cinematic film, creating understated colors and rich
muted.
shadow tones. Your favorite.
I was just going to say something, but it
I
would have
love
totally
that.
got me in trouble if I said it.
We are live.
I know,
Yeah,
but no,
we're
it would've-
live.
I
We
was going to
can't
mention a
edit it
photographer.
I know what you're talking
I wasn't
about.
going to do it, though.
And it also greatly enhances creative freedom during post-processing.
Are you serious, Fuji?
Fuji will offer an additional grip as well, like they usually do, just like the XT2. It allows for 2 additional batteries, 3 altogether, which is great. A mic jack, longer 4K record time, and it'll bring the frame rate up to 11 frames per second mechanical.
Really?
In the grip. It's just like the XT2.
Nice.
You needed the grip to bring it up to 11 frames per second
Oh, we used the
mechanical.
grip.
Thing I hate, though, is that the mic jack is only offered in the grip.
And there's lack of buttons on the side?
Really?
It's very minimal.
only in the
Are
grip.
you serious?
Are
you serious, Fuji?
Jeez.
Yeah, don't put a mic jack in the camera. You make us get a grip.
So
Get a
again,
grip.
it's just like the XT2 where it wasn't built in. It's only in the grip. So if you're a filmmaker, you obviously want to buy the grip. It's a good thing that the grip offers more than just extra batteries, but it's still a pain in the
How
ass.
much
that
is
you
the
have
grip?
to. It's like $350.
How much is the camera?
The camera is $1,900.
That's reasonable
is
on,
how
on
much?
par with the D500.
The camera's $1,900.
And,
A lot of
and the-
people
and the
are
grip-
relating
and the
it to
grip
the
is what again? I'm
GH5.
sorry.
What was
300
that?
The grip is what?
350-ish.
So all in, you're looking at what? 23, 22, 23.
You're looking at about
So
22.
can I say something, or you still have more?
I have a little more, but you can say something.
Well, because the whole reason of putting "Are you serious?" I didn't really have a reason. I just wanted you to click and watch the video. Partly.
Well, when you asked me
Got
the title, I'm like,
him.
what do you mean? Are you serious? I don't get it.
So what I wanted to talk about is clickbait. Fuji is one of the best companies of the last 7-ish years in terms of making
Innovation.
a ton of money and innovating.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people love the X series cameras. I know they love them, from the X100s on
We
up.
loved it.
I'm curious as why they don't make a full frame camera, but they skip full frame altogether to go with the GHF and make a medium format, which is incredible. That they remember when we were
GFX?
GFX, that thing. When we were in Germany and they announced it and they said it's going to be well under 10 grand, and it was well under 10
Oh, wait,
grand.
we were at the announcement.
We
weren't
were in Germany
I forgot about
at
that.
Photokina.
We walked in late.
We couldn't find it.
Yeah, yeah.
Remember, we walked in freaking
There's
circles?
like 30
yeah,
conference
It
rooms.
was like in the farthest room away.
Yeah,
We're like,
it's huge.
Huh? How did we go from the Nikon announcement, which was really bad, about the something, whatever they were playing
forget.
that Radical Face song?
I love Radical
they
Face,
still are
man.
playing that song.
It's like their song now for Nikon.
I can't even sing that song.
I have breaking news on this. Apparently in the comments, the mic jack is on the body. The headphone jack is in the grip.
Oh, is that what I mixed up then?
So
It's the
that's
headphone
that's
jack.
what they're saying
Excuse me,
here.
the headphone
I've
jack
gotten
is what I meant.
multiple people say
Steven,
that. So
we got to take back our "Are
Correction.
you serious?" now.
yeah.
So
You still need a
Steven,
headphone
are
jack
you
regardless.
Serious, Steven?
You still need a headphone
at
jack.
least it's built into the body. That
Correct.
makes sense. So what I really want to say about Fuji, and most people don't realize this, is that they don't make the majority of their money from selling cameras digitally. They make the most money from selling Instax. That is where that's their bread and butter.
yeah.
Which we also love.
They are crushing it in the
I
game
love
of
my Instax.
making money there. The "Are you serious?" part was really to just get you click and watch it.
I went to several stores during Christmas time, and everything was sold out of Instax.
That's the holiday time.
Christmas time. You're welcome.
It's the Christmas time.
What 9?
It's
What?
The Christmas time.
And then continuing on with the camera, autofocus-wise, we have a 325 phase detection AF system going down to -1 EV focusing, which I thought most DSLRs and
-3.
stuff go to like -3.
Yeah, yeah.
This one's not great in low light
Look,
focus-wise.
Look, are you done yet, Steven? I want to tell people why.
And then
are
just
they
real quick,
serious?
body-wise, they got rid of the exposure comp dial, which in my opinion just took up space.
Well,
and
the native I mean, those people that love film simulators are going to hate the fact that they got rid of.
well,
the
you could still use the exposure
comp.
comp dial, but not the top dial one.
You could still just
That's
change
all.
your exposure.
Exactly. They replaced it with a top LCD screen, and they adjusted the grip, making it much deeper than the XT2, which was really nice because the XT2 barely had a grip at all.
So this is higher end than the XT2.
It's the next, it's basically the flagship now APS-C shooter. And it'll be available March 1st.
I would like to see them come out with a full frame. They've done a great job with their cameras. They get great
I-
colors. They get great tones.
I don't understand it.
I don't get it either. Maybe they're selling enough of these, and that's all that matters. Talk about a camera that is lighter, and when you get a 70 to 200 2.8, it's lighter as
Yeah.
well, and it works well. It's interesting. They have a nice lens selection of those X series lenses that we used when we went out and shot it, so it does feel lighter, and it does give you nice results. Though when you get to 4000 ISO, in my opinion, it was crunchy. It was not very good. It was Swiss cheese.
APS-C, yeah.
But that's what I noticed in when we're shooting the boxing. I don't like their body designs. I know some people like the
I think they did
boxiness of it.
better here with the grip, though.
Yeah,
I do.
well, with the grip, yeah, but it's like go to the back of the camera, Todd, if you can. It is lacking function buttons. It's lacking.
It's very minimalistic design,
you've got a
for
nipple
sure.
joystick right here. You've got a couple of things going on, but you don't have a spinny
A scroll
dial.
wheel
You
or
don't have
something.
you don't have a lot. But look, every camera, no camera's perfect. No camera's
EVF is
perfect.
bigger, too, and brighter, apparently, on this one.
That's what I got.
And I do
Steven.
want to bring up that the XT2 we did review. A lot of people always ask, "Are you going to review the XT2?" Blah blah blah. Why didn't you review it? And we did. Reviewed it when it came out, pretty much.
A little after it came out.
Not that much after, though.
I'll do a little search for it. So the question I'm always going to ask, since they pack it with all this video stuff.
Yeah.
How's the autofocus on a Fuji?
I really don't know. We didn't do much video recording
Video
at all.
audio focus, yeah.
No, that is a big.
I will say
big
it's not
thing.
known for its autofocus,
Yeah.
so I'm sure it's just average, but I can't personally say if it's good or not.
Big props to Fuji for continuing to push the industry and pushing Sony. I mean, because it's only Sony, and Fuji seems to innovate.
I mean, it packs a lot, too.
Yeah.
It packs a ton of specs and features in a small body.
I guess if they went full
just think-
frame, they'd have to come up with a new lens mount because the other 70 to 200 style lenses won't work on there.
That's true.
Because they're designed for
They're
that.
all
And they
like-
already spent a ton of money on
the
they figured we'd do the GFX.
Yeah.
And they did that, which I still haven't used. I should
Well,
I
I'm
should
curious
rent
how
one.
sales are going for the GFX. I mean, not many people buy a expensive medium format camera.
I should rent it, and we should do a 5-minute portrait.
We were
coming up.
supposed to, and then is that the one that got delayed?
No,
or
that was
Hasselblad?
the Hasselblad one. Like they pushed it back for 8 months.
Yeah.
when we tried to
Kept
rent
getting
it
pushed
from
back.
Lens Rentals at the time.
And then we just said forget it.
yeah.
And then we have the last story, Lightroom's new 7.2 performance update. It's now available, promising speed improvements to multi-core computers like our iMac Pro and 12 gigs of RAM or more. And Adobe promises speed improvements with import grid loading, import and preview generation, walking through images in the loop view, rendering in the develop module, and HDR and Pano merge operations and exporting. They also claim that Windows users will see consistent speed instead of the program slowing down over time during long editing sessions, which I really never personally had an issue with, and I have a Windows machine.
Todd, can you show the monkey, please, since it's highlighted?
And the lion as well on top of that, please. The new update also brings a couple new features to Lightroom Classic,
From Stu, it said.
including folder search. You can now create collections from folders, and there's a new library filter that lets you filter edited and unedited images and more. Now, I do wonder, though, if you're filtering edited and unedited images, if you have like an import preset, does that count as an edited photo? You know what I mean? They also have a filter by adjustments. I don't know what the difference is. But the update is now available via the Creative Cloud Manager. And I do want to bring up that I ran several tests on both my 2015 MacBook Pro and brand new iMac Pro. And here you'll see that Lightroom 7.2 is actually slower at importing images, full res previewing 1:1. I don't know why. I ran it 4 times.
That's
I
from the
restarted the
D850.
computer each time. Now this is on the iMac Pro. Again, our heavy-duty machine, and it was much quicker with 7.2, as it should be. So the iMac Pro utilized it, and it came out to like a minute 47 to export 100 raw D850 files.
It's funny. I was exporting the files.
I'm sorry, import, not export.
I was exporting the zoo files for you today.
Yeah.
And normally when I would export full res a bunch of images, I would go into another program and do something.
'Cause it would take some
I
time.
didn't realize that it
Was
literally
done.
went like,
Yeah.
it didn't literally go like this, but it was much faster than I expected because it was done.
To me, I noticed a big difference in import times instead of export times. They still seem pretty slow with export. But I did a test with exporting, and it was weird because I'm not even going to say because I think we should save it for a separate video. But I have other tests that I've ran.
Give
and
it to them, Steven.
Some of them it's slower, some of them it's faster.
Stop teasing.
So the MacBook Pro, for example, when we exported 100 raw files into JPEGs, D850, huge files, it came out to, it was faster than the 7.1 update, as it should be. But again, import was completely opposite.
Wow, that's
it
weird.
was slower. I restart the computer each time. I refresh the program. Did it the right way, I think. And yeah, slower on one end, faster on the other.
We'll
Again, the
send it to
iMac
them.
Pro, though, completely utilized all those cores, not all of them, but 6 of those cores, I should say. And that was really fast.
What do the other cores
Big
do
update.
while the others are working? Collect
Hang out,
paychecks?
pretty much.
I don't know.
But that's it. So we'll also have a dedicated video, I think, coming up, hopefully, of that Lightroom update, and we'll tell you guys how it really works.
Got it.
Yeah.
And to wrap that up, don't forget about the Daily Fro. It's another form of a podcast that I've been doing. I've done 21 of them, so for 21 days in a row, I've sat down sometime during the day to talk about what is on my mind, whatever it is. I also give a phone number, which is 267-4546-FRO. That's 267.
Oh, we got a phone call coming in now.
6376.
That's not a phone call. That's just
Oh, I thought somebody was calling.
no. That's just helping you out.
Oh.
I should call it though.
I'm kidding.
Hello.
Yeah, you should call the call
I
line.
was going to
So,
call the other day and pretend I was Todd, but
I
didn't.
have been getting your phone calls. I play some of them at the end of each episode. I'll play one. I made on the next one. I got like 25 phone calls last night after I put it up on Facebook and YouTube as a video to let people know that I'm doing it. But please subscribe. I've got the Daily Fro. We've got RAWtalk on there. We've got other audio that will end up showing
Flying
up there
Solo.
as well. Flying Solo shows up there, and it's just a way that I can be in your ears and say something different, and you can have it for an 8 to 12-ish minute, 15-minute day. You know, listen to it on the way to work. Listen to it walking. Listen to it crying. Listen to it.
That's how I listen to it.
And that's what I got to say about that. That's the end of photo news.
Yeah, that's the end, yeah.
Guess what time it is?
Flying Solo
Flying
time?
Solo time. This is where you guys out there in the live feed get to put your questions in, and Todd gets to screen them and then put them up on the screen. You can put your questions in. We take general questions that come in. We also take super chat as well, but you don't need to do a super chat in order to get us to get your question. Just have a good question, and we'll get it out here so we can answer it and tell you what we think. Todd,
Well,
let's
in
get to it.
celebration of now having the soundboard, Dave.
Put your seats in the upright position and keep your opinions to yourself, because we're flying solo.
Yeah, that's going to be really low, Todd, FYI,
All right.
that volume. Usually I bump that up in post, so.
Well, here we go. We've got a couple super chats that I've been saving in the cut here. Patrick G. Films sent you $10 from Canada. He missed a bunch of this talk. Here's $10 from a friendly Canadian.
Thank
Of course,
you.
if you started watching in the middle of it, it'll be up once we stop.
Once the show is over, it stays up on YouTube now, and once it processes fully, you can go back and watch it. And what I do say, what sucks is that all the comments disappear.
I hate that.
So if you
Yeah,
can go
yeah.
back and add some comments like "Hi,"
Like the same comments,
Just-
the great comments about me.
just
Yeah.
Please, if you could go back, thumbs up it, like it, and then put your comments in, that would definitely be helpful because all the comments disappear, which sucks. They used to stay.
Well, and
they
did they?
used to stay
Why-
when you did live.
Why don't they follow Facebook's lead?
Well,
And
no, and what? Stop showing people your videos
no,
altogether?
not the videos, but I'm talking about the live feed. When you watch it, the comments literally show up in real time
I'll ask
as they
them
were
that
when you were
question,
watching it
Steven.
live.
I will send them a note.
Can you call the CEO of YouTube and tell him personally?
Her?
Her, whoever.
Susan Wojcicki?
Susan Wojcicki.
Exactly.
Susan Wojcicki?
Yes, please.
I have some connections over there.
I mean, Tim Cook knows her, I think, right?
Tim Cook probably does.
Yeah, email him.
Yeah.
Well, I've got another super chat from Koji Krill, and he asked, I'm a bit of a fanboy, but I think they've been serious for a while now. I don't know what that means. Maybe us. He switched from the D500 to an XT2 and just wanted to let you know that he's super happy.
Oh, wow. That's a big switch.
Good for you.
La-dee-da.
No, that's a real
But yeah,
big switch.
hopefully he's
That's a
getting
big
some
switch.
cool pictures there.
There you go.
Interesting.
Jeremy Ives gave us $5, and he asked, where are your favorite places to shoot in Center City? You ever hit up Graffiti Pier in Philadelphia?
Nope.
Hashtag Philly Shooter. Hashtag Philly Zoom member.
No, I don't go to Graffiti Pier. I don't go to those type of places.
I've never went there either.
I think the zoo is a fun place to shoot. I know it's not Center City, but it's in the city. I think, yeah.
I personally love everywhere around the art museum.
Skate park at the
You've
art
got
museum.
the skate park, the Parkway, Boathouse Row, the art museum itself.
Boathouse Row at
Rittenhouse
night.
It's kind of the
Park is
hub
nice.
of everything
I mean, Rittenhouse
Philly.
Park is nice as if you want people and trees and some
Yeah,
nature.
except for when they have construction tape up. Just like when I
Right.
shot that engagement
Proposal,
session,
yeah.
the surprised proposal, and I had to deal with yellow caution tape throughout the
Yeah.
park.
I'd
that
say
was fun.
also if you're looking for skyline photos, there's Camden. I mean,
Just be
safe,
careful.
But yeah, there's Camden for that stuff. The bridge is always nice, but it's hard to take a photo on a bridge.
Yeah, it is.
And
Todd,
ju-
regular
and-
questions?
And, yeah, we've got one from Patrick Hilarivi. Ever watch ANTM, which is America's Next Top Model?
Oh no,
So get your head out of the gutter.
I didn't know what ASTM was.
Exactly. So have you ever watched America's Next Top Model just for the photo shoot and setup? Apparently, he's a big fan of it.
Who is it? Nigel Barker?
Is that Nigel? No, it's that woman.
Yeah, but I thought he was a part of
Is
America's
he a part of it?
Top Model.
I have no idea.
And then he
Steven.
did that Adorama show.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
this guy's biggest thing is, do you guys ever watch it just to see the photo shoots?
No,
Apparently
I've never.
he does.
I don't turn on TV to the stations that are whatever station that might be. I don't.
That ran for
really
years too.
Do that?
My girlfriend used to watch it, and I would like chime in on occasion and just see what's on TV. But
Did they shoot raw?
I never watched it just for the photo shoots.
No,
They
that's
did a lot of
interesting.
medium format stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Were they cool?
Yeah, it seemed cool. I mean, she was watching really old episodes though that were like film era, like early 2000s.
Oh, okay.
So it was
Tyra Banks.
interesting. Tyra Banks, yeah.
One of our friendly people from Russia, who I think is one of our people that keep track of our votes, he asked, it's a I can't really read it. It's CEP is his first name. What do you think of different ways different software interprets RAW files, like Lightroom versus Capture
Good
One?
question.
That is a good question.
So-
That's what he wants to know.
Well, that's interesting you ask that, sir, because when we were at the Sony trip,
Yep.
I couldn't open the Sony files in Lightroom yet. So I thought it would be cool if I could export, because Capture One,
Well, they only had Capture One available at the time.
was it On One or Capture One?
It was Capture One.
Capture One let me export DNGs. When I opened the DNGs in Lightroom, the color shifted.
Well,
Like, it was a color shift that you couldn't correct.
yeah.
So there was a processing issue. But when I went and tried to edit the hot air balloon photo, I could not, for the life of me, no matter what I did with it in Capture One, not get a halo
Nope.
around the balloon.
The balloon.
But when we finally could update Lightroom and I put the balloon photo in there,
Same editing style.
same exact editing, boomified it, no halo.
So my concern was, okay, Jared, your style was normally boomified and crazy contrast, and I'm like, all right, maybe that's just why the halo is there. There's a lot of shadows brought up, a lot of blacks crushed, all of that. But we tried everything, and we couldn't get that halo to go away.
Nope.
Now, the other thing with Lightroom is the camera calibration, the profile or whatever that you click on. That, to me, is huge, going from, like, camera standard to Adobe's profile. I personally don't like using Adobe's profile ever. To me, my 5D files shine when it's the camera standard profile, and then I can manipulate everything else from there. But so really look into the camera profiles. I forget what it's called, the calibration, whatever. That's the bottom right, not the process version, but below that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The 2012,
whatever's
different
below
processing.
that. Yep. But definitely look into that. And softwares, I mean, they differ for sure. Capture One and Lightroom are.
I'm sticking
totally
with
different.
Lightroom. It's what I've been using since Lightroom 1.0. I know that people get upset about certain things, but as you can see, Adobe is making those changes, and I don't care about paying a subscription fee of $10 a month.
You have to realize the Adobe standard profile that you're loading your picture in. Adobe is then trying to decipher your RAW file and tell it what colors to use and stuff like that. So it's going to differ between, say, Capture One and Lightroom because it's proprietary.
Yep.
So yeah, that's all I got.
And Robert Hall has a related question to that. He said he saw an article about Capture One being able to use Lightroom presets. Is that true or just a rumor?
I don't use presets, so I have no idea.
Yeah, I got nothing on that. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I really don't know.
Well, here's a really more important question from Will McKenzie. Are Philly cheesesteaks really best in Philly?
Yes. Well,
I actually hate cheesesteaks
well,
personally.
to be honest with you, if you go somewhere in like South Jersey, you can get a great cheesesteak in So when I was a kid, we used to go to Willingboro. Willingboro is actually the home of one of the guys from Boys to Men went to Willingboro High School. That's because my cousins lived there. They went to school.
At the end of the road, I think he lived.
He lived, somewhere. There was this place called Gaetano's.
Yeah.
And you could get a steak that was literally this big.
Wow.
And my mom, my brother, and
Gain
I
10 pounds while you're eating it?
would split it. And what I remember about them the most is that they had crinkle cut fries that were super awesome. I don't eat
Doused in
cheesesteaks.
everything.
I never eat cheesesteaks. I never ever had a cheesesteak because I don't eat the roll and I don't eat the cheese.
No fun.
But I think there's a million of them to go to in Philly. You've got Steve's Princess Steaks is one of my favorite. They have good fries and good pickles.
I will personally say that I despise Geno's. I don't like Geno's steaks at all.
Never had
I think they're fatty.
Geno's,
I think
never
they're
had
gross,
Pat's.
and everyone raves about them. If you're not from Philly, if you're from Philly, I think everyone hates them.
Yeah, we're going to be around there shortly doing a shoot with the Philadelphia typewriter guy because I'm having my typewriter
How
fixed.
close is he?
It's at the end of the block.
Okay.
I've never been to Juno's or
I
Pat's.
know where we're having lunch.
I'm not eating that. I'm not eating that shit for lunch.
I'm not eating Geno's. Nah, I'm good.
If you want
Hey,
to,
Gino, do you have gluten-free rolls? He'll be like, get the fuck out of here.
well, he would. He would. He did that. They had he put the. I can't say which was. It was Geno's.
I don't remember which
One
guy
of them,
had,
one of them put up a English speak only.
Yeah,
even though
yeah,
he
yeah.
doesn't natively speak English, he's Italian, I believe. But he just wanted people to
Oh yeah,
order in English.
they're cliche Philly for sure.
Well, I mean,
Straight up.
Yeah, there's some
Old
some
school.
issues there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The
I
Italian
got a super chat from Jordan DiCaprio again, $5. He just wanted to say with the memory card conversation we were having that companies he feels need to make a full lineup, or else pros won't invest in the cards. He'd rather use a brand with a complete lineup, but that
I
new
agree.
brand seems to have a complete lineup.
Well, no, they don't.
Who?
Oh, they don't.
You're talking about ProGrade, the brand
Yeah,
we
yeah,
just
they
talked
don't
about?
have a full lineup.
No,
No,
they
they
have
only
two
have
cards.
SD and CFast. I think
Oh.
that's what he's referring
And
to.
most people don't have
Oh.
CFast. SD is universal.
I think they should.
You need
Can't say
micro.
compact
Oh, yeah, they don't
flash.
have
No,
micro.
you need micro SD,
Yep.
SD, and I mean that's
It's
it.
hard to say what.
Those two. But XQD is what I would use.
You think micro SD because of drones?
Because of they're in cell phones,
Phones?
they're in smaller cameras, they're
Yeah.
in the drones.
Yeah, I get it.
So I think that micro SD became a major player.
What blew my mind though is that their CFast card, their top of the line, the 512 gig that ProGrade will sell
Yeah.
is about $700. If you look at the equivalent Lexar one, it's like $1,300, like almost double.
I'm curious. We're gonna get the guy on the phone. Why don't we just do that and I'll do we'll live edit. We'll have him call in
Let's
and
do
we
it.
can
Should he
finally
call the
use
Fro
one of
line
the
to get
TVs.
you, or where should he call?
What was that, Todd?
Should he call the Fro line?
The Daily Fro line.
What's that?
Yeah,
phone
that's
number?
267-454-6376. That last part, it's 267-454-6
You got that?
What
Screwed
is
that
it?
up. That's 267-454-6 fro. You can call. Leave me a voicemail. You can text if you want, if you're afraid to call. I prefer that you call because the voicemails are cooler and more personal than a freaking text message.
But I do agree what they said, though, with pros won't take it seriously until they have that full, complete lineup. And it's been a couple of years at that point,
I won't
too.
take it seriously until they're a sponsor and give us free shit.
Exactly. That's where I
And
live.
on the other hand, Lexar, we've been using them for years, and
That was
knock on wood,
that was your doing, Steven.
literally never. And yeah,
The only issues
you weren't a
we've
fan
had-
of Lexar in the beginning.
That first card
You
in
were
my
saying this
wallet
guy
is
for a while.
is a 1 gig Lexar card.
Yeah.
But I
Now
will
it's
say
all
the only
Lexar.
issues we had are broken that plasticky pieces.
Yeah, like
But that seemed to only happen
MacBook.
once we would put it in the MacBook. If we put it in the MacBook Pro, those little plasticky things that are like guides those would snap off.
But then Lexar fixed the cards about a year later, and
they
they had
did?
the version 2 of it, and that one they never broke.
I didn't know this.
Yeah, they're much thinner, and they're
Nobody
they're
told me
more
this,
sealed.
Steven.
But you
We
kept
never broke
on
card after
hawking
that.
them.
I didn't know this.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to talk to the people at ProGrade.
There you go.
It's a terrible name, and it's a terrible color scheme. I'll ask all those questions.
Ask why they didn't make it purple.
I will ask those questions.
Serious
I will do
questions.
a good interview, asking good follow-up questions that are
Hard-hitting questions. Speaking of which, Pascal Larrivee has
Yeah, it's-
a really big question.
It's Pascal Lever. That's Pascal.
he said it
Hi,
before.
Pascal.
Hey, Pascal.
Hey, Pascal.
His burning question: will the next season of Silicon Valley be good?
Well,
question.
That's
It's a real good question.
That's a really good question.
I
Best
think
question so far.
I mean, Erlich Bachman is going to be gone.
Yeah.
I hope they end this. I mean, they got 2 more seasons left, maybe.
Well, so what did you guys think about season 4?
I thought it was. I don't remember it anymore, but I think it was good.
I didn't love it as much as like 2 and 3.
I didn't love it as
personally.
much either.
I mean, my
Yeah.
favorite episode.
Oh well, the jerk mean, right?
I think the best one was the refrigerator episode last season.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
how it
that was
ended
good.
with Sam
Yeah.
Young. Oh, that's
yeah, that
right.
was good. I like that, but I'm
became a
not sure
great
about the whole
character.
T.J. Miller thing exiting the way he exited.
Yeah.
TJ
yeah.
Miller leaving.
Thought that was weird.
Is not good.
It was just a way to write him off the show.
I'm a fan of TJ Miller, but he plays the same character in every movie.
Yeah. I will say, Office Party. I think the Christmas Office Party movie they made. He was really good in that.
He's good in a lot of his roles.
He's the same guy every time.
Well, when I say really good, I mean he was himself again.
yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But I thought the movie was good. I
Well, and
guess.
the other thing that I could say before Todd, if there's any more, we'll probably take one more. But
All
I
right.
watched the Florida, what's that? Florida Projects.
Oh, the Florida Project. Yeah.
Because everybody's been talking about it with Buzz and everything. So I was like, I'll watch this. And it's a good movie.
Mm-hmm.
I just got thrown off by the ending, as I told Todd. It looked like they literally stole it looks like they took their cell phones and
you
filmed
know what?
with their cell
you know
phones.
what? But let's no spoilers.
But I didn't give any spoilers.
Okay.
I just said that it looks like they shot with their cell phones
True.
for some of it.
True. But,
All right.
but he's known for that. He shot one of his films, Tangerine,
Tangerine,
all
I didn't
with a
see
cell
that.
phone.
Was
All
it
with an
good?
iPhone.
Which phone, Todd? Which smartphone at that time?
Shoot.
Like the iPhone 5?
4 or
Really?
5, I think.
The 4. I mean that.
And he had it on a
ugh.
stabilizer
The
the
5
whole
is-
time, but it's about transgender prostitutes.
I need to see that. I heard it was really good.
Yeah, I heard
it's
good things too.
I'm just saying, I really enjoyed the movie until a certain point. It's still good. I liked it. That was that.
Yeah. I think we're good. I don't think I have any major more questions.
I just got a new voicemail though.
A lot of great questions this week.
I just got a new
Really good
voicemail
questions.
to the Fro line.
Do you want to play it live? Though?
No, I don't. I'm not going to play. I'm going to take a look at it.
I thought you were
first.
debating on playing it. I'm like,
I'm going to take a look at it first and see.
Oh, the
It's from,
transcription?
yeah, it's from Bill Riker from Delaware.
Oh,
I've
how do you
been-
know that? It gives you like
It's in
It
Google.
does a pretty good job of translating
Transcribing it, yeah.
And it says, I've been a long-time
Oh.
podcast listener. You suck. Go home. Doesn't say that. I just want to say thank you for all. Yes, it's good. Thank you for all the different videos that you posted. I have one question for you with the Fro Factory. We able to come on site and buy from the store so that we don't have to pay
funny.
shipping? You can call me back. Text if you want.
The question is, do you send them to the Frono's Photo Store set, or do you send them to the actual store?
I don't think I want to be taking
Yeah, I know.
that.
I'd text him back and just say send pics.
If we ever did a meetup somewhere, then yeah, we'd do it that way. So I guess we're gonna call it a day. I appreciate all you guys getting us to 1,000 live viewers. It's
awesome.
That is really good.
Keep it going.
Thank you. Be sure to tune in. Why is it cut to Dan?
He just wanted to say, I have no idea. He just cut himself in all of a sudden.
I gave him an opportunity to cut him in at the beginning.
He had to get
and he
one
just
in
sat
there.
decided to cut himself in. That is bullshit.
So I forget what I was saying. Tune in every Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We tend to go live right around that point. If you can't do that, you can't do it, but you can watch the replay. Please leave comments. If you watched it live, please go back and watch comments after it processes, and you can do so.
Yep.
Please thumbs up it. Please subscribe to the podcast wherever it's available. Don't forget to check out the Daily Fro. Don't forget to follow Todd's movie. Where?
At Adultland Movie.
And be sure to follow Steven's hair. Where?
Hashtag Lego haircut.
What does Lego haircut? Is that what a Lego haircut looks like?
I don't know.
Did you go to your barber and say,
I gave him
wanna
a
look
picture
like
of
this?
a Lego, and I was like, please, can you make me like
I
this?
love Legos, by the way.
Is there anything else we need to add to this?
I don't think so.
Okay. We're going to end it. This is RAWtalk episode 239. That's it. I'm signing off. Thank you for watching. Jared Poland, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya. To check out past Fro Knows Photo Raw Talks, you can go ahead and click right here because there's a sign.
Here.
There's an arrow.
Click
If you want some more cool videos, you can click over here. There's a subscribe button right
Click
about
it.
here. Click it. Todd can give the horn, and we thank you guys for watching the show.
Click here.
Oh, there's 4. He's counting down 3, 2. You have one
Hurry
more
up,
second.
hurry up.
Click.
Oh, click it.